Now, you had another shooting rampage that happened just the other day in Pennsylvania. Now, you had the shooter. His name is Timothy Smith. He was dating a woman. She didn't want to be bothered with him anymore. She broke it off with him. He was being very obsessive with her, couldn't take a hint. So instead of him moving on with his life and possibly finding someone else, he decides to get an AR-15 and a handgun and go on a shooting rampage, killing 4 people and seriously wounding another.
February the 28th, 2018, at approximately 2:52 a.m., the Pennsylvania State Police, Uniontown Barracks, was notified of a shooting that occurred at 1301 Indian Creek Valley Road, Malcroft, Fayette County, Pennsylvania. Patrol troopers responded to the scene, which is a self-serve car wash. The troopers discovered 4 deceased victims on scene who were apparently shot with an AR-15, .223 semi-automatic rifle, and a 9mm handgun. The investigation revealed that the victims arrived at the location in 2 separate vehicles. 27-year-old William Scott Porterfield and his companion, 25-year-old Chelsea Lou Klein, arrived in a silver Dodge Stratus and exited the vehicle for unknown reasons and proceeded to the side of the car wash where they were shot and killed. Additional victims arrived at the same time in a green Chevrolet Silverado extended cab pickup truck. The driver, 23-year-old Courtney Sue Snyder, and the left front passenger, 21-year-old Seth William Klein, were shot and killed in the vehicle as it was in a stopped position. Timothy Smith sustained a gunshot wound to his head and is not expected to survive. It is a possibility that the gunshot wound to Smith was self-inflicted.
So you heard the details from the police. Now, the victims, the ones that were killed, the names were William Porterfield, 27, Chelsea Klein, which was the ex-girlfriend, 25, Courtney Snyder, where she was 23, and Seth Klein, the half-brother of Chelsea Klein, was 23 years old. Now, Smith himself, the Neanderthug terrorist, worked at a country club, and he ended up shooting himself in the head, and he's on life support. Now, they said another female victim hid in the back seat of a truck. She suffered minor injuries from the broken glass. They stated he definitely had the AR-15 and the handgun, and he was wearing body armor, okay, and without the ballistic panels, though, inserted at the time of shooting. Now, in the Facebook post, the Neanderthug terrorist had wrote, "After this week, I really need to get taken out on a date or by a sniper. Either one is fine with me at this point." So this is what he's writing on Facebook. Now, when black people write about racism and white supremacy on Facebook, or they have black people that's been suspended on Facebook for typing, let's support black-owned businesses, Facebook quickly removes those sort of things. But when this guy is speaking in this manner, it doesn't even raise any questionable behavior. Now, this guy was stalking at that location. He was the first to arrive early Sunday before his ex-girlfriend and 3 other parties arrived. He sat in his parked pickup truck on the side of the 2-bay car wash and waited. Now, police stated when Porterfield and Klein, 2 of the victims, exited the vehicle and walked out, Smith opened fire. Meanwhile, the other 2 victims, Snyder and Klein's half-brother, Seth Klein, arrived in the pickup truck around the same time. They were both shot and killed while still inside the vehicle. A neighbor informed the car wash owner in a phone call by 4 a.m. that something had seriously gone wrong at his business. He called the police, and the police arrived, and all the things ensued from there. So this guy was just allowed, as always, to create havoc. Now, I'm not a gun person. People who know guns, the gun that he used in that photo that we posted in the thumbnail there, somebody said it was an M something. I forgot what it was. But white males are allowed to buy whatever kind of guns they want for the most part, and nobody questions it. But a black man go in to buy a gun, and they questioning him, what you need it for, what you gonna use it for, are you gonna sell it? You know, videos I posted like that in the past, and black men tried to arm themselves. Now, this guy, as we stated before, he was a stalker. He was saying all kind of crazy things online. We keep seeing it, haven't even got to February yet, and we're seeing mass shootings all over the place, in rural areas, things that's not the inner city. We're seeing killing after killing, just like this one. And of course, Donald Trump is not going to address it. Mr. Twitter fingers, if this was a black person or a brown person or whoever else outside of white, Trump would be tweeting all day long about immigration, crime, and all kind of other things, terrorism. But yet they never really want to call anything they do terrorism. No matter how many mass shootings they commit, no matter how many people they slaughter, it's still not terrorism. You see, what I'm liking in this time period is they trying to avoid the criminality that we're seeing. They're hiding it. They're trying to hide the opioids. They're trying to hide everything, minimize it, because they're trying to save so much face. Because see, when you put yourself out there that you're this angelic group of people and you do no wrong, and there's always an excuse for what you do. Well, what's happening right now, anyone and their mama could see what you got going on. It's that bad. This is why we report on it. Many other people are talking about it now as well, because we have been the ones that's been demonized from day one, that we the most horrible people. We do this, we do that, we do crime. No, it's only crime when it comes to the black community. It's relegated to impoverished areas where there's no hope, no job opportunities, all these politicians not doing nothing for the communities. That's when you see the crime at. Once you get away from that area of poverty and no hope, black people don't commit crimes like that. They really don't. You don't have a criminality problem in middle class black America or the upper class black America. You don't have no crime issues. But you look at from those who are in impoverished areas all the way up to those who are rich, it's a big criminality problem. It is. You may have different type of crimes as you go up, but it's still a criminality problem. But they don't want to discuss that. But we try to discuss it as much as possible on this platform. It's very sad for the people who lost their lives. They didn't deserve that. No human being deserved to be murdered unjustly, especially because a woman don't want to deal with you anymore. Like they didn't have no more women in that state that you could talk to, which are crazy as hell. And that's why I said before how much simps are dangerous. Simps are murdering people, just like you had Steve Stevens last year murdering the elder in our community over a female that don't want to be with him no more. It's all wrapped up into the same thing, which is very rare to see a brother do a stunt like that. But, you know, it's all the same thing. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this particular story, because this should be blasted on every news channel, and it's not, and you know why.